Hey, welcome to this Freedom from Suffering Now blog. I'm Steve Grinstead. Today I want to announce something very exciting. I've been working on a project for the last month or two that I'm calling The Spiritual Warrior, A Life Without Armor. So let me tell you a little bit about how that happened. This year on June 16th, I turned 65. Now, I know for several months leading up to this, I was feeling kind of like, wow, I'm getting old, because when I was growing up, 65 was old. Today it's the new 45. So I was going downhill, and when June 16th came around, I went to my mailbox and I found my Medicare card. I can laugh now, but at the time it was very depressing. It says, oh my God. And I kind of wanted to give up. I wanted to stop doing what I was doing. And I felt, wow, this isn't working anymore. I might as well retire. And I thought, no, I better wait a year till 66, and then I'll get full Social Security benefits. And, I started sinking. I didn't have enough energy to be going out and marketing my practice or my training and consultation. And then come in July, my wife Ellen, we've been married 27 years, over 27 years now. And she ran across Ted McGrath and his Message to Millions program. And as I was listening to Ted, all of a sudden there was this spark. It's like, oh my God, that's what I want. I was feeling depressed because I felt like I hadn't left a good enough legacy, because I've always wanted to leave the world a better place than when I entered it. Now, I've done a lot. For example, one of my missions starting in 1991 was to teach people how to help people. And since 1996, I've trained about 30,000 healthcare providers in pain management, relapse prevention, and addiction. And that's exciting. But I want to reach other people. I want to reach people who were in a situation like I was 34 and a half years ago, where I had hit bottom. For me, though, what it goes back to is I started developing a very good set of defensive tools that I call my suits of armor at about age 5, when I made a decision: I'm never going to let anybody see me hurt. I'm never going to allow myself to be vulnerable and weak in front of others, because I want to be a real man, just like my daddy. And I started developing all these layers of protection to keep me safe from you, from the world. Unfortunately, what I didn't realize was it was also keeping me trapped. And part of my armor was at about age 12 and 13 was to finding pain pills and alcohol really reinforced that armor. Now it was more like a Kevlar suit of armor. And then when I joined the Marine Corps and got involved in some violent martial arts, it was now a titanium suit of armor. And again, I mistakenly believed it was keeping me safe, while it was really keeping me trapped. And then years later, when I hit a hard bottom, when I realized that I wasn't able to stop using alcohol and pain pills all by myself, that I needed spiritual help, that was the second worst night of my life. And it was at that point, that very next day, that I started on the spiritual warrior journey. And it's a damn good thing I did, because about a year later, I hit a very hard bottom when I got injured and paralyzed, and was now no longer able to be a construction electrician, or more importantly, I wasn't able to open my own dojo and practice the martial art that I really loved. And I mistakenly believed that my life is over. And I seriously considered taking the long-term solution to a short-term problem and committing suicide. Fortunately, that year that I'd been working with a very powerful mentor and a band of spiritual brothers, they came over to my house that evening. I shared with them where my head was, and they assured me that life was worth living. I made a decision to live. I remembered what happened in 1976 when my brother Greg committed suicide and what that did to our family. And that helped me reinforce that decision to live. And so since then, I have been on a spiritual warrior's journey. And then after about a year, started helping other men get on this journey too. So that is where I'm going with this. I want to announce that coming October, I'm going to be starting this very powerful teleseminar series to announce and talk about a retreat that I'm doing next January. Spiritual Warrior, Life Without Armor Retreat. And the very first part of that retreat is to help people recognize when they're wearing some defensive armor that's keeping them trapped and keeping them from achieving the best quality of life that they can have. There's a real payoff for this. It's a way to improve vitality and health, a way to have powerful, intimate relationships, a way to enjoy your career, making money with ease. And the very first step, though, is recognizing what gets in the way. And I'm going to be talking so much more about this in my teleseminar series, which is free. So if you're watching this on YouTube, go to our Freedom from Suffering Now blog site, and then while you're on the website, look around, sign up for our newsletter. So when we send out announcements for this teleseminar, you'll be the first to know. Tell your friends. If you know anyone who's living a life well defended with armor and they're maybe going downhill like I was, tell them there's hope. There's always hope. Freedom from suffering and depression and hopelessness is definitely possible. Not only possible, it's preferable, and it's obtainable. So thank you for joining me, and please check back frequently. I'm just so excited about this, and I'm going to be talking about this more in the weeks ahead leading up to the launch of our teleseminar series. Thank you very much.